Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Welcome to today's Monkey Mind movie meditation. Good morning. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Angie, and I started these moving meditations as a tool or a way for people to be able to tap into their bodies through movement. A lot of times when we are feeling agitated or stressed, it's really hard to sit in meditation, but that's when we need it the most. And so doing a moving meditation, which is something that involves typically some sort of gentle side to side action, something like that, then it makes it a little bit easier for us to be able to tap into that to tap into our bodies to receive the benefits of meditation. And then the monkey mind is our brain, or it's a part of our brain that is always screaming, always yelling, chattering, throwing things, all of that kind of stuff. And so giving it an action, something to do, can help to settle that monkey mind down. So let's get started. And today's meditation can be done either standing or seated, whatever feels best in your body today. So if you're going to stand, bring your feet to a comfortable distance apart. Maybe start to get a sway, kind of a gentle bend in your knees, maybe a little bit of a gentle bounce. If you're seated, pressing into your sitting bones, lengthening up through the torso, maybe shifting a little bit side to side, maybe adding a bounce in if you want, maybe not. But just starting to check in, maybe you want more of a sway. And before I go too much further, anything that I say today is really just a suggestion. So go with what feels best in your body. If I give a cue or a suggestion, something that doesn't feel good to you, then definitely skip it, try something else, but definitely work to go with what's best in your body. And if you have any questions or concerns, make sure that you've reached out to a healthcare provider, that your body's safe for exercise. And then if you have any questions about movement specifics, reach out to some sort of movement coach, myself, another yoga teacher. I love questions. So coming to it, maybe just start now looking around your space, wherever you are, whether you're seated or you're standing. Maybe start noticing, what's the temperature like? What does the air feel like on your skin? Maybe what do your clothes feel like? Maybe wiggling your toes, notice what sensations do you feel under your toes? That doesn't feel good, maybe try looking around your room and noticing, or your space, and noticing what things are in there. Maybe look for a color that feels good. And maybe just check in with what's going on with your body. When I started looking for colors, my body started making circular motions. And then if it's comfortable, maybe start looking at what's happening internally. What emotions, what sensations are you feeling? Not trying to change it, but just checking in. I have a lot of anxiety today, so my heart is racing, having a hard time sitting. Beautiful. And then whatever's coming up for you, just shake out your arms, shake out your legs, maybe shake your shoulders, let it go. And then maybe starting to get a little bit more of a warm up. If you're standing, maybe just try adding a bend to your knees, maybe adding a roll in your shoulders, forward or back. If you're seated, maybe try lifting up to your toes. Maybe try just lengthening through your torso, not sticking your ribs out, but trying to lift up. So drawing the abdominal muscles in. Same thing, maybe rolling into your shoulders. And I've been thinking a lot as we're starting to come out of COVID about how do I personally build a new life. Things have shifted and changed during COVID, and what's my new normal gonna be? And I kind of feel like a little bit of a fish out of water, trying to figure out because I'm back to square one. I'm back to the beginner point for me on this journey, just because things have shifted and changed so radically during COVID. So I've been thinking a lot about how to approach things with the beginner's mind. There's a great quote by Socrates that I based our meditation today off of. And Socrates says, "The secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new." Socrates. So I thought that today we could do a meditation based on not fighting with the old, but focusing all our energy on building the new. And so exploring that sort of with the beginner's mind. So we're going to do some movements today that I like to do that are going to be very isometric, meaning very small. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of visible action happening, and working on that level and in working in ways, moving in ways that we don't typically do, it's going to take a lot of concentration. So maybe shake it out to get started. Whatever you're doing, sitting or standing. If you're standing, take a bend in your knees. Just start to really push down into your feet, maybe feeling the length up both sides of your body. Same thing if you're seated, but just make sure your sitting bones are pressing into the chair. And then starting to move the right side of the body opposite of the left side of the body. So start pushing the right side of the body up while the left side of the body goes down. But see if you can do this movement purely from the core muscles. So not twisting, not shifting, trying to do it straight up and down. And then maybe try switching. Maybe try pushing the right hip down, right knee down. Maybe lifting up into the left shoulder. Maybe using your hands like I am, because that makes it a little bit easier for me. So I'm pointing just so you know which direction I'm moving. Notice if your hips want to tilt. Try and keep everything straight to the front. And then switching sides. You might not even actually be able to move. So notice, maybe is it just starting to build that new connection like Socrates talks about. So focus all that energy on maybe shifting, letting the pelvis shift. And not shift, but up and down. Lifting. Maybe as you come up, think lifting the collarbone instead of just the shoulder. And then switching sides. And then just moving like this, side to side. Notice it takes a lot of work. If you're doing it in the chair, it's more from the hip to the shoulder. The feet can get engaged. I find I have to press my heel down in order to try and lengthen up through the side body. So pressing the right heel down, lifting up through the right side, press the left hip down, left shoulder down, and then switching sides. So pressing into the left heel now, lengthening up through the left side body. Try pushing the right sitting bone down into the mat. So it's more just kind of an up and down, side to side. Exploring, moving as slow as you want. So the slower you go, the more muscle engagement there is, or maybe the more just building that mind muscle engagement. Maybe this is a movement you don't normally make. Maybe this feels really good, and so shifting side to side. Left knee coming down, trying to drop that left hip. And then switching sides, maybe lifting from the whole collarbone. Can you lift the whole chest instead of just the whole shoulder? Letting the right shoulder come down. See if you can move not just from the shoulders, but the whole center torso. Maybe the inner legs, the outer legs. Checking in, notice it's a lot of work. Maybe it doesn't even move. And that's totally fine. Drawing the belly in. See, can you lift from the ribs? So right ribs start to lift while the left ribs try and go down. Mine don't really move a whole lot, so I'm just trying to visualize what would it be like if they did. Keeping the feet pressing down, lifting, shifting sides. Think lifting maybe from the whole front of the chest, whole shoulder blade. Right shoulder blade, collarbone pressing down. Switching sides, shifting left side, dropping down, or whatever pace you're going at. from the chair. It is a little more challenging. You don't have as much ability with the hips, but that's okay. So notice it does change it. So trying to press now into the right foot, the right heel. Use that, see if you can engage into this hip, lifting up through the right side, left side pressing down. And then switching sides, pressing into the left hip, trying to lift the left side up, shoulder blades and all, collarbone. Maybe neck can lean if that feels good. If that doesn't feel good, definitely don't press into that. So then try lifting with the right side. Can you engage this whole lift while this side pushes down? Notice how much work it takes to do that opposite action. Pressing down with the hip. Definitely standing is a little bit easier because you can get the legs a little more involved. Lifting up with the right side. I cued that wrong. I was lifting my left. So go once again with whichever one is feeling what's happening in your body. And notice, maybe you weren't moving much at all. Maybe you have a little more mobility now. Maybe you can tap into that a little bit more. Maybe it doesn't feel good. Maybe it feels awkward. Maybe one side feels different than the other. Lengthening up through one side, pushing the other side down towards the ground. Maybe when you started you had more of a twist. Can you be more just straight up and down this time? Notice how this connection, how much work it takes to build the energy to shift like this, because we don't normally shift our right and our left sides this mindfully. And then switching sides. Finding, are you rotating in the torso to do it? Maybe bring your shoulders back. We all have little places that we give to try and help make this a little bit easier, because this is challenging. So notice if you have a little place where you give. Just maybe exploring for a few more minutes. Shifting side to side. Notice how maybe if you shift weight more towards one side of your foot, how does that feel? And then maybe try shifting your weight more towards the other foot. See how as you press down, can you lengthen up a little bit more? So adding the sway only if you want, if that feels comfortable, if you feel this connection. See if you can feel from your foot all the way up through whatever side and out, and then down through the shoulder, out through the other foot. And then switching sides. Trying not to shift the hip so it's really more kind of an internal movement. Lifting it up. Once again, maybe it doesn't even move. Totally fine. It's just working to build, like Socrates said, not focusing on the old, but what can we build that's new? Notice how a beginner's mind, if this is something that's not natural for you, probably it's taken you quite a few times to try and figure it out. That's the beauty of a beginner's mind, is exploring the numerous possibilities of how to make something work. So maybe one more each side. So lifting up with one side, pressing down with the other. See if you can lift the whole collarbone, the shoulder blade, the hip. And then switch to the other side, pressing down into the foot, hip dropping down, lengthening up, maybe shoulder and collarbone. And then when you're ready, coming back to center. Beautiful. Whatever variation you're doing, maybe try shaking it out. Make some kind of gentle swaying movements. Seated, just be really careful. That was a lot of work in the low belly. So just kind of make some shifting movements. Notice how your body might be moving a little bit differently. Do you have a different connection to it? And then shake out your arms, shake out your legs, maybe shake out your hips and your pelvis. That was a lot of work. So, shaking it out one more time, feet coming to a comfortable distance apart. If you're seated, feet pressing into the ground, lengthening up through the torso. Maybe taking that gentle sway again. But checking in, notice how have things shifted in your body? Maybe if that's too much to feel right now, maybe just notice how things feel in your space. For me, I'm able to sit down now. I wasn't able to at the beginning, so just notice maybe has something shifted for you. Beautiful, and then whatever it is, blinking your eyes open, shake out your arms, shake out your legs. Awesome. Then bringing your right hand, flexing it at the wrist, coming in towards your chest in half prayer. Left hand, all 4 fingers and thumb together. And then as dramatically as you want, give yourself a high five, hands coming into prayer. Thank your amazing body for all the wonderful work that it does for you. If it's comfortable, bring the base of your thumbs up to that point between your 2 eyes to your 3rd eye, and thank your amazing mind for letting you explore working to focus on building something new, possibly, or looking at things with the beginner's mind. And then hands coming back to heart center, bowing down. The light and dark in me sees and honors the light and dark in all of you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Beautiful job. Let me know what you thought. Let me know if you had any questions. Definitely leave a comment. If you like these videos, please like and share. Follow me on social media, Facebook and YouTube. It's AB Yoga Info. And then on Instagram, it's AB_yoga_info. The info separates me from abdominal yoga workouts. Otherwise, have a lovely day, and I hope you have a great weekend. Bye.